Well, hello and welcome to the GMODISM channel. This is your host Eric and we're back for some Gimle battles. This is gonna be quite exciting because here we are going to have the Fafnir class facing the Quetzal. And these two ships, as you know, will basically won everything they participated in so far. They are in the winner's bracket, so to say. So it's going to be very interesting to see which of them will be the stronger one. The other one will be relegated to the loser's bracket of all places. So, you know, that's not a fun place to be. Because in the loser's bracket you will either survive for the scrambles of getting another chance after the winner's bracket battle in the finals, or you'll just be eventually grinded down and eliminated. Yeah, isn't that nice? So, as you know, the Fafnir class, it's on the workshop, of course. As you'll know, there is a building video session if you want to see this thing in detail, but a little bit quickly. We have 2.2 million now. It was under 2.2. It's not something like this. This is because of the update. Some APS parts got more expensive, but pre-update submission look, acceptance still applies. 11,000 1100 firepower, I mean, which is actually mostly missiles, but APS and laser is what it was supposed to be strongest at. You know, when you're building a battleship and the plans don't quite fan out as you thought. We can do a little cut through view here if you want to see the armor. Get a little reminder how it looks like. It's a double-sider. So we have basically a bulkhead to explode explosives far away from us. Then we have, well, some cheaper bulk armor. Then we have heavy armor and then an inner layer. So it's supposed to be pretty tanky against most types of damage. And of course we have the Fort SA, nice little sandblaster turrets here. This one in particular uses HESH, the other ones uses pretty accurate shells here. As you can see, this is sabot head and stabilizer fins. And they use that since they are not recoil compensated, they need a pretty accurate round. And we have a range of missiles with different guidance and stuff. Most of them are incendiary. That is the rundown of the Fafnir class battleship. Here we have the Quetzal, which isn't this an airship? I'm pretty sure this is an airship. I'm pretty sure this is I know this is an airship. I remember this is an airship. Yeah, well, anyways, it's in the air during combat. It, funnily enough, uses the Vigoletta marksman turret here. It's built by Imp, 2.2 million as well, 2,000 firepower, so a lot more. Most of that is put into APS, and the rest of it is put into CRAM. And CRAM is pretty scary, as you know. Let me get back this. So you can see we have a pretty scary shot here, and this is most likely gonna hit the Fafnir. Yeah, we do have some things against that, but yeah, it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit. The Quetzal has a lot of these, and it has a lot of APS cannons as well. It's a frag, as you can see here, very scary. Now, what makes the Gimle, what am I saying? What makes the Fafnir class have any sort of chance against this is that it is airborne. And it is a one-sider, but the side that it's facing the enemy is like basically not really armored. you know, it's very lightly armored. So the Fafnir doesn't really have like things that will miss. It's pretty good at hitting evasive targets as well. So I wonder if the Quetzal's firepower will really compensate for it to not deal damage, because those incendiary missiles, they're going to be very optimal since this is going to be in air. Yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed the nice view of these ships, because now we're going to get into the tournament, and I'm going to spawn these in at the lowest game settings. And let the battle commence. Fafnir has spawned in here, and we are directly shooting our fake shots towards the Quetzal. We gotta see here where the first blasts come in here. Oh yes, the first shot is nuked, of course it is, but there are more coming. Oh, that was so lucky. The Gimle's, the Fafnir class's shield could have not worked, and then the laser system would have been offline. That would have been brutal, man. Oh my, okay, I locked onto the wrong things. I don't know what I try to lock onto stuff, really. It never works. We're gonna be using the safe mode for recording nice shots here, so you all then don't get seasick, you know. Very interesting. The laser is so much targeting this decoy. That is quite unfortunate. Well. %98 versus 98%. Now the heat decoy is away, which means the laser is now going to damage something that's actually hot. And it seems to be... There is another decoy back there. If I remember correctly, there is a decoy back there. Otherwise, it's targeting one of the shields back there. As you can see, the sandblaster here really gets through. I bet we can see some holes on the other side. No, we can't actually. Okay. Loads of missiles are popping in here. 97% versus 97%. We of course have to check out how the Fafnir class is doing. Most notably, we should check out the main turrets. First two, the bow battery is online. The aft battery is also online. Here you can see the crams are really getting in there. Bam! Really penetrating. Ooh, that one deflected. We are being lucky with the shields today, ladies and gentlemen. Very lucky indeed. Wonder why that is. Very curious to see if the decoy crams from the Fafnir class will be able to activate some kind of defenses. So it looks like the Seawiz is heavily trying to shoot down all of these missiles. But there are so many missiles in the air, my ladies and gentlemen. So many missiles. I honestly think that, like, Imp made some of the most impressive designs here. They are very strong, all of them. I think this, however, might be a particularly unlucky matchup for the Quetzal. But we shall see. It is quite strong and it really fights at low percentages. So it really depends on how the incendiary damage will do. Looks like we're targeting the engine department back here. We have all those custom jet engines produce a lot of heat, or one of the shields protecting them. Looks like many of these turrets are still online though. Fafnir class is at 93%, yeah. And the Quetzal is at 91. So the Fafnir is a little bit in the lead. But then again, Fafnir is a sea ship. It is a water displacement vessel, or I think they're just called displacement vessel because they displace water. It's pretty basic. Oh, bam! Cram hit. But that basically means it usually is able to fight at a lower percentage than the airships. That is my experience from recording all of the battles. That's usually the case. Looks like the aftmost cannon, which is one of the larger cannon, is offline. I think it has been damaged to a point where it doesn't output. Other than that, it seems to be pretty a-okay. But man, if it didn't have all those shields, it would probably be very sad from all these crams, man. I can't believe how... It probably means that the Fafnir class has pretty good engine power. It seems that the engine power is not damaged because the shields are not flickering. I think the average chance of maxed out shields like this is like deflecting 30% of the shots or something. Alright. Quetzal has dropped to 88%. Fafnir is at 92%. Oh my, oh my. We're losing large chunks here from the side. We can really see the sandblasting getting through here. Look at that. Looks like we're slowing down, are we not? Look at that. We are really attacking a turret here. Most of those, I think the aft and front battery is set to target clusters of blocks, so of course turrets will be pretty susceptible to that. After the update, it's not as susceptible as it was before, but still pretty susceptible to being targeted. Or before it was like light caliber, like 1 meter autoloader turrets and cram turrets in particular that were really susceptible. Whereas APS with like 8 meter autoloaders almost never got targeted. Like not almost never, but you know, pretty low chance. And that's because they counted blocks. Now they're counting cells instead. So the target clusters nowadays targets cells and not blocks. So that means each block, like each cell is judged as a cell, and an 8 meter block doesn't have the same stat as a 1 meter block, you know. If that makes any sense, I don't know. It's pretty niche knowledge, so maybe that's a little bit, I don't know. People of different levels are watching these battles. Some beginners, some of you don't even play from the depth. Say hello in comments. Announce yourselves. And some people are the real pros, which some of you tell me how to improve my stuff. 88% is... Oh, the Fafnir class is at 88%. Somebody has taken damage. Look at that. Shield started to flicker. The Quetzal is at 79%. So the Fafnir class doesn't have 10% lead anymore. Just almost. The bowmost battery seems to be online though. That is our strongest gun yet. Of course, the VLMs are probably doing... Most of them are probably not damaged, so they are outputting fine. The Fafnir class is unfortunately spending some materials outputting its large torpedoes that never gonna reach anything. Looks like Quetzal is really having trouble staying in air right now. And if I recall correctly, it doesn't really float, so if it gets into the water, it's gonna be sad. And we are aptly targeting the rearmost propeller section here. So yeah, you can see that the lift capabilities here of the Quetzal are quite targeted. I wonder if... I think our sandblaster, which also targeted the same place as the laser, is actually offline now, unfortunately. We have fires all over the place though, 73%. It's still firing a lot of shots, but you can noticeably see it seems a bit slower and sluggier now because the Gimle's joke crams seem to hit, and it really has this steep angle, which I only can assume is to make sure it doesn't dip too low. And that's most likely because a lot of the wing lifting force inside of here, now I got a bad view, but you can see it there, is damaged at places perhaps. Fafnir is at 81% and Quetzal is at 71%. So the Fafnir has again secured a 10% lead, and it seems that the laser is absolutely a-okay still, which is of course very important for it. Looks like the Fafnir is deciding to do a side switch. I'm pretty surprised it hasn't done that before. But this is obviously because it's... now it's gonna burn its own decoy a little bit there. I had to turn off the failsafe of the main laser of the Fafnir class, because if the failsafe of the Fafnir class would stop the laser from firing, that would be a much more expensive mistake than we accidentally burn a couple of our own blocks down. That's crazy. Alright. Performing the side switch for the Fafnir is probably gonna secure the win, and not even sure that side switch would be needed, since this extreme angle the Quetzal is taking is pretty bad news for it. This is not gonna go well. Look at that. We're taking over the free camera a little bit. We are going down. Well, this is a best of 3 battle, so we don't know. Perhaps the Fafnir was just a little bit lucky, because as you saw from the early game, one of Quetzal's crams almost took out the main laser turret, and I think that would have been a detrimental damage. That would have been a detrimental shot against the Fafnir. I think she wouldn't recover from that really in winning this battle. Obviously you can see Quetzal, she's collecting penalty points, so well, it's gonna go. Oh yeah, we're under the percentage. Well, congratulations to the Fafnir class. I'm sure Borderwise's beautiful artwork helped a lot, but I was about to show it, but it's you saw it in the beginning of this video. Let's get to next battle. There we have it. Second battle is going. I put a new painting scheme on the Quetzal, by the way. Alright. We'll have to see the early crams here, because this is going to be quite important. I didn't see if anything important got hit. Well, we also have to check the early stages of... It would be nice to have like 2 cameras and a split screen so we could actually see what's happening in the earliest seconds of the battle, because those are usually so important. Look at that. So it seems our sandblasters have decided to target the engines back here this time. We're having pretty maxed out shields here as well. These are strong. Very interesting, yeah. The laser unfortunately goes for the bait because, well, of course it does. That is a hate decoy. Look at that. Our Civs cannons is really fighting the incoming missiles here. They're doing a pretty good job, but the Fafnir is really overwhelming with incendiary missiles, man. Oh, look at that. The Quetzal is at 97%. It's in the lead because the Fafnir class, she's at 94%. Ladies and gentlemen, what happened here? Looks like the rearmost aft cannon is offline. Oh my. Look at that. Looks like the most important front cannon. Looks like most of the firepower of the Fafnir class is actually killed here. Oh my. No, this is online. Maybe they were just reloading. Okay. This one is not reloading. You can see the gauge increasers are not connected to the gun anymore. I don't think the front... I don't think this one is reloading either. I think it's damaged. I think it's taken some damage. Well, if it comes back it will, but I think it's damaged. We do have a lot of the missiles, however, left, but we shall see, we shall see. Quetzal is at 96%, which means it's in the lead. Something happened to the laser as well. Oh my, now we accidentally jumped over here. So the laser has... I think actually the head laser block is offline because both of the turrets seems fine. And, you know, the turret seems to be fine. Both of them. And I don't see any laser beams coming here from the Fafnir class. That's very bad news. That is very bad news. Is the Fafnir really gonna recover from this? Using its rearmost guns and its VLM missiles to carry through the rest of the battle? You know, I don't really think so. I don't really think so. We will see though. Yeah, getting the laser core block killed is very unlucky for the Fafnir class. It's pretty decently protected, so it's probably then got killed by either a cram cannon detonating in the wrong spot or a fragment from one of the cram cannons, because those fragments are crazy. They go through everything. %, we are at. I just realized I had the wrong graphic settings, so you couldn't see the percentages all this time. Ta-da! Sorry about that. Let's get back to the battle. Now you're on board. Well, I guess the first battle was extra funny then, I suppose, if you couldn't compare the data yourself. Well, Fafnir is down to 86%. Quetzal is at 93. I see some sandblasting coming in here. Whoa. Fafnir just lost a lot of points there. 84 we're down to now. Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, Fafnir is not having a good day today. Crazy that. I just want to say a huge thank you all to the supporters of the channel. Without you, it would be much more difficult for me to uphold, you know, good tech and stuff like that, so I can record these battles. Even at lowest settings, it lags. And then I have a decent computer, quality-wise, it's absolute shit. But maybe you saw so I'm short about that. In any case, big thanks to the supporters, especially, of course, Government of GMODISM, Chancellor Super Dave, and the commissioned officers in the Army of GMODISM, Commodore the All-Around Gamer, Commanders Ali, Ben Wilkie, Cameron Dixon, Sven van der Velde, and our lieutenants. And då Gravy, Daniel Saikin, J.D. Visage, Joseph Bishovsky, Owen, Vincent Veritas, Volkite, and Scooby Rocks. Big thank you for your monthly support, and also huge thanks to all of the cadets as well. And to everyone in the Ecclesiarchy, which are the YouTube members. And you could probably see this battle in early access, which is nice. Well, look at that. Cramps are getting in here. It's... Oh yeah, we have... Which one is this? That's one of the highly accurate ones. Quetzal is at 91%, yes, so it's looking like it's having a good day. But I'm wondering, are we starting to have some maneuverability issues? No. There the guns come online again. I think this is gonna be one of those quite exciting times where the last battle will decide who is the final winner. We'll see though. The Fafnir class does fight at a lower percentage and thanks to its VLM missiles, but of course the Quetzal has some seaway systems, so not all of them are getting through. We are having a bad day. Ooh, bam! Rams coming into the rear. Whoa. That looked bad. Sorry, we gotta pause. We gotta pause. What happened here? Who knows? Unclear. Next barrage of VLMs should be reaching the Quetzal soon. It's at 90% just though. Oh yeah. Look at that. Here we can follow the Z-Wiz trying to clean up the space. 75% just. The Quetzal put up a proper fight this time. Good job from Imp there. Will the Quetzal or the Fafnir class be put into the losers bracket? Well, my ladies and gentlemen, that is still to be decided. Neither of them will be eliminated from the tournament this battle. It is, of course, this battle as in one battle with 3 different rounds, best of 3. And the loser gets into the losers bracket and the winner gets continues in the winners bracket. I'm gonna share you the brackets later, but can't really do that when we're recording this really, because thing is that the Ecclesiarchy of GMODISM has early access to watch all the videos, and even when I upload a video to them, the bracket result would already like spoil people, so you know that would be not nice, and even worse for everyone who's not in the Ecclesiarchy. They would like get spoiled like 3 weeks before or something. Well, Fafnir is at 70%. It's only been 5. What? It's only been 5 minutes in game. Bam. This is a grinding battle. It's pretty equal. Obviously, we have seen from the battle so far that each of these ships have proven themselves to be at about the same level, and any of them can obviously win. So whoever wins the third battle, we cannot say which ship is the better. They are both evidently really good. They are on equal footing here. 67%. Quetzal is at 89, and it looks like the VLMs are a bit... yeah, they don't really reach anymore. So I'm pretty sure we can say the second battle goes to Quetzal. But we'll have to wait for the finalized results. Look at the poor Fafnir. It's almost sinking. The Fafnir class is down into the 50s. Quetzal is still sitting comfortably at 88%. 57. $55.5. And I think next cram volley about when that comes in. Interceptors doing their job. Bam, look at that. Got a turret. It is dead. So, second round goes to Imp's Quetzal. Well, the Quetzal, she really did a good job this time. Let's see if the third battle, which is gonna be the stronger one. Here we have our belligerents, or combatants, or tournament entries. Let us get this third round going. Here, take a good look at it. I'm gonna stay here with the Fafnir class a little bit for this early one. We see the breadboard timer makes it not... make most of it not fire too early. VLMs are coming in. All of the diff guns are coming in. Ooh, cram shots popping in here. The Fafnir class took some damage. I wonder what got hit. Oh my. I'm very curious if these diff gun... oh, the diff gun barrages got despawned. There are too many shots in the air. Wow, okay. Missiles are really struggling to get through here. The lasers are unfortunately, of course, going for the decoy. It's not gonna last forever though. Now we have the smaller missile barrage coming in. It's obviously impossible to shoot down all of them. So we'll have some incendiary damage being applied here. Fafnir class got a major hit. 98%. Both are down in the 98 now. As you also can see since I fixed the since I fixed the screen size. Looks like the heat decoy is killed. Oh, for some reason the laser is targeting one of the Civ's cannons. Very good for the rest of the damage, since the missiles will be getting through more often then. Oh no, looks like the heat decoy is indeed not dead. Oh yeah, that one is dead. Hey, you should be falling off. Alright. Quetzal is at 96. Gimle... Gimle? Why am I saying Gimle? Some of you said that the Fafnir looks like a squished down Gimle. It's like a Gimle, but it's harder. That was a pretty funny way to describe it. And maybe I subconsciously think so as well. Because they have the same type of elevated superstructure. I don't know. Battle is going pretty even so far. I don't know why the rear cram seems to be missing from time to time. Like, I'm seriously wondering, since shots are despawning, are the sandblasting shells even getting there? They seem to be getting there. Looks like we are focusing on some turrets. Now we switch to the turret head. Why? Oh. A lot of the Seawiz cannons of the Quetzal is not heavily armored, which means that they will get hit with some incendiary damage and burn down basically, or get shot by laser or other things, which means that now the missiles start to get through. Fafnir is down to 94%, so it has taken quite some damage since last we looked at it, but the Quetzal is down to 92%. So the Gimle class has a Gimle? You'll have to excuse me. The Fafnir class has the lead still. Oh, bam, 92%. We got a major cram hit there. Bam. Oh my. Oh no. Looks like the laser compartment got shot. Oh, bam. Oh, but I don't remember exactly where I had the laser compartment, but it's down here in the gut somewhere. It has to be... Oh. No, that's just going through the AI. No, the laser compartment is fine. What? Maybe just all the connections went. I don't know, man. That's bad news. The stakes are quite high. Fafnir, 91%. Quetzal, 89%. It's so little that differs them. Oh, we got the bad cram there. Hitting perfectly where it was supposed to. $89 versus 88. It is quite even, my ladies and gentlemen. This round, the sandblasters are at least online. But the laser is down again. I really think it depends a lot on where we are shooting now. Since you're shooting there, perhaps this turret's firepower will go down. We'll see. But I think it's mostly gonna be how many of the VLM missiles are there. Oh, Fafnir got this scary hit, and so this the Quetzal. They are both 87%. This is one of the most even battles in the Gimle tournament, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the most even battles. Yeah. That is indeed something to be excited for. Having a close matchup is always very nice to see. And we can't really steer that because that is decided by random chance, where we input all of the entries into the brackets, and then we click scramble, and then we click generate. Kinda. Something like that. Wow, it is so close. And where are we aiming at? I really think that the sandblasters really has to shoot down some of the turrets here, so that less damage is being dealt to the Fafnir class, then it has a chance of winning. But if we allow crams coming in at this rate that they are currently at, I don't think the Fafnir will make this, despite it is 1% in the lead. Losing the laser system may be a game changer. Now it really relies on a cram doesn't get a lucky shot towards any of the main two guns. And as I say that, we get cram shells almost killing it. One of the smaller APS guns seem to be offline. We have, it's 83 versus 82 percentages. Are you kidding me? Oh bam. Oh bam, where did we hit? Okay. This is very exciting. And a bit scary. I can't lie to say that I don't have personal favorites during this battle. Of course I want the Fafnir class to win this. But that's also because I know that Imp has a couple of designs which are having pretty good positions in the charts here. So I feel that, you know, since I only have the Fafnir class having a really good chance at winning right now, I want it to remain. But can not do anything about that. It's gonna be up to chance. 80 or not chance, it's gonna be up to the Belgrans. Belgrans. I think it's Belgrans. 80 percentages versus 80 percentages. And it is not an issue where these ships are weak as MFs, not dealing any damage to each other and just sitting at super long range. No, it is not. It's only been 5 minutes in game and they have both equally grinded down each other to 78 percentages. 70. Ooh, Quetzal has gone the lead, taken the lead by 1%. So many of the turrets look damaged though. Oh, bam! Look at that. 77. Large shank flying off. That is so many blocks. Putting it to 76 percentages. But somehow, the Fafnir class is not doing much better. We are at 77 percentages. Oh my. Looks like the front main gun is down. Oh, we got a bad hit there on our little Hesh spammer, which is the smaller aft gun closer to the superstructure. It's 76 versus 76. At least the VLMs seems to be online. Oh! What? Ladies and gentlemen, Fafnir class has gone victorious to continue in the winners bracket. Quetzal by Imp will be relegated to the losers bracket, but I think we will see much more of the Quetzal. It is one amazingly strong design. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been one of the greatest battle in the Gimle tournament so far. It's been so incredibly equal, and of course it is a bit up to luck. The Fafnir class and the Quetzal is about equally matched. They are both about equally strong, evidently, as you have seen in this battle. I don't know if the Quetzal is in the workshop or not, but otherwise you could ask Imp in our Discord for it. He may give it to you or he may not. I don't know. Fafnir class is of course on the workshop if you want to check that out. But yeah, wow. Interesting battle for sure. And with that said, I will say big thank you all for watching this little video. Do check out the GMODISM channel in bronze here. Just click that. Because if you aren't already regularly checking out the GMODISM channel, we have weekly From the Depth videos there as well. So if you're not subscribed to the GMODISM channel and you like From the Depth, well, then you should change that and check out some videos over there. In any case, big thanks for watching, and huge thanks as well to all of the supporters, and of course to Imp for submitting this awesome design. This was indeed a very nice battle. I'll see you next time. This is your host Eric, and I am signing out.